Hi guys, and welcome along to my tips to ghost hunting. Yep, I've been ghost hunting for over 10 years now, and I thought I'd share with you some of the basics and the things that you should know if you're just starting out in the world of paranormal. First thing, be polite to spirits. Don't forget, these were once people, you know. So, as in the real world, it's nice to be polite to people, you'll get a better response. So if you talk to the spirits nicely, you're more likely for them to communicate with you and answer any questions that you have, help using the equipment that you have, and yes, make sure you are very polite. Also, be respectful, because end of the day, you're entering their area, their building, their home, and you need to respect that. Don't go in there thinking, oh, you have to talk to us, because they're just not going to. They're either going to watch and do nothing, or they're going to disappear, and you're going to have a crap night. You're not going to get any activity, and you're going to waste your time, basically. My advice to you would be respectful to the spirits, no matter where you are, to be fair, not just in their own home or their own building. Wherever you are in the world, investigating, always be respectful, because you want them to talk to you. And if you're not, you're either going to drive them insane by pissing them off, and then you are probably going to get a reaction, possibly a violent reaction. But, you know, you just be respectful. Simple as that. Another tip is to know your spirits beforehand. If you're going to, say, like a stately home, an old castle, mansion, you know possibly the history of the building, who used to live there, who possibly haunts there today. So if you have that in mind before you actually go along to the investigation, it may help you when trying to communicate. Just say a king, he liked, I don't know, the colour purple. So you take items, objects into maybe his favourite bedroom, or his favourite place to eat, or somewhere he used to relax, a study maybe. And if you take something purple, then you're more likely for him to think, oh, I like that, that's my favourite colour, I like items in that colour. So he would be more drawn to that and more likely going to communicate with you. Also, knowing names of possibly, maybe just say the king's children, or the king's wife, or favourite dog. Something that you can connect with the spirit and you can create a bond with them is more likely to get responses and answers for any paranormal activity that you're after. So definitely one to have a think about beforehand, because it's all about building a bond with the spirits. If they like you, they will talk to you, they will interact with you. And that's what you need to, that's the whole point of you going to investigate, is to build a bond and to get communication with them. So you've got to do everything you can to give you an advantage, really. Also, don't think everything is a ghost. I heard a bang, it's a ghost. No, it's not. 99% of the time, it is not going to be a spirit, not going to be paranormal. You are looking for that 1%. Yes, that 1% time, chance that is paranormal activity from a spirit, someone that has passed over into the afterlife. But like I said, most of the time, there's going to be a natural cause for whatever it was. Maybe a sound, a scream, maybe a creak, maybe the floorboards. If you're in an old house, you're walking around and you hear like a weird screech or a scream. It could be, and it sounds weird, it could be from the floorboards. It could be squeaking, it could be rubbing on another part of the wood, especially in the summertime, because it'll be warmer, the wood expands. You could be walking down the corridor or inside the room, you have wooden floor. If you step on a certain part, that part of wood that you tread on could lift up somewhere else across the room, and it could move from underneath the door, and the door could open. Now, is that a spirit doing it? Or is that your foot connecting to the wood and causing pressure somewhere else for it to open? See, now everything's a ghost. Normally you would think, oh my God, that door's open on its own, there's a spirit there, because there's no humans. You have to, use your brain. Not everything is a ghost. Hardly ever as a spirit. And when you go out investigating, don't think you're going to capture a ghost, because you're probably not going to. Being able to capture a spirit in a picture or on video is very, very rare. You don't really see pictures nowadays of teams and ghost hunters and paranormal investigators actually capturing a spirit on a picture or video. You have them from the old days, back in the day, like in the old theatres, but you don't actually know if they're real or they're photoshopped, because you can do amazing things now with computers and graphics. Now, I think over the years, 10 years, I would say I've probably caught possibly one picture that maybe looks like a ghost or a spirit, but for 10 years, one picture. I mean, that tells you how difficult it is to actually capture evidence on camera. Now, audio is another story, but I'll go into that later. Another piece of advice: know your tech, the equipment, the ghost hunting gadget, whatever you want to call it. Please, please know how it works before you start using it. You have to test it, and test it again, because you need to know every situation, every temperature change, because it could affect how the equipment works. What happens when the battery's draining out? Does the equipment give off false readings? You need to know why it makes a noise, why it shows up on the dial, on the screen when it does. Know why it's doing it. Because if you don't know your equipment and you don't know how to use it properly, or how it works, or why it works, then you are not going to get the best readings, and you're going to get false answers, and you're going to show and display your evidence, and people are going to think you're a bit of a dick, to be fair. Because if you don't know how to use it, you're going to look silly. So do your research. Find out why it works in certain situations. What happens if you move it to this temperature of the room? Find out what happens in daylight, in nighttime. It's different situations. But please, please, test your equipment. Know how it works. Now, going back to audio, this is what I said. Having audio, clear and crisp audio, is probably the best thing you can have on an investigation, obviously apart from yourself as the body, because you could get spirit voices, you could hear screams, you could hear EVP, as it were, things that you can't hear with your own ears. Having the best quality audio, you can't go wrong. You have to have, please always try and get the best microphones, the best digital recorders that have the highest quality of recording equipment on them, because this is the part where we have gained and captured the most evidence over the years. It is from audio, voices, EVPs, spirits, screams, shouts, whispers. So audio is so important. So if I have one piece of advice for equipment, make sure your audio is shit hot. Now, obviously, you see lots of programs on TV. They ham it up, I would say. They exaggerate certain things to make it look appealing for advertisers on adverts, so that people watch the show. Now, I suggest you do not do this when you do your own videos, because you're going to get found out and you're going to look stupid. Please, you do not need to fake it. If you follow my earlier guidelines from when I said about being respectful, being polite to spirits, they are more likely to talk to you, to communicate with you. So you do not need to do all the screaming and the scared stuff and all that crap, because you're going to look stupid, you are going to be found out, and there's nothing worse. Your reputation and your credibility, all gone. Never coming back. Once you cross that line into faking stuff, that's it. It's gone. And you can never recover from that. And my last piece of advice is, do not be fooled when you're on a paranormal investigation. Whether you're on your own, with your friends, on a paid public event, don't be fooled. Always try and think, why is that happening? Why is that door opening? Like I said earlier, with the floorboards, maybe moving, makes the door come open. Always look for the logical, natural explanation first. because more than likely it's not a ghost. If you can rule out every single possibility, natural cause for any activity that you see or capture, and you still can't find a natural explanation for that, then well done. You've probably captured some class A paranormal activity, which is very rare these days. So much fakery going along. But yeah, please always try and find a natural reason for your activity that you capture, because like I said before, you're going to look stupid, and you don't want to look stupid, do you? Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my little video. I thought I'd give you some tips, because I've been doing this a while now, and obviously there's some people that have been doing this longer than me that may be watching this video. I'm sure you agree with most, or if not all, of what I've said. Please don't take offense if you think, oh, I'm talking a load of shit, because this is from my own personal perspective. You may have your own views, own opinions of how to investigate, and possibly on the tips that I've given you today. You may have a different version of those, which is fair enough. And if you have, please comment below, because I like to discuss. Talk to me on Twitter at @TheRealMickeyYork, and we can have a good chat, because I love talking to you guys. Communication. Just leave a comment below anyway. Say that you like the video, that you do some of these things when you go out and investigating, or if you want to investigate but you haven't yet. So this video is not only for people that have been investigating for a little bit, for a long time. This is also for people that have never investigated before. They always ask me, oh, I wish I could do what you do. Anyone can do it. Go to your local cemetery with your mate. Just sit there in the dark. Take a voice recorder or a dictaphone or whatever you have. You don't need all the gadgets or the equipment. So it is so simple. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you agreed with one thing or helped you with one thing, then I've done my job for this video. And make sure you please comment, like, and give me a subscribe if you don't already. We do lots of ghostly videos on this channel. Also, please go check out UK Haunted's channel. It'll be up there. Yes guys, thank you, and I will see you next time.